Eek. Just finishing up this last writ here. And then we go back to main. The fact that I am even doing writs is a good thing, because shows that I haven't lost interest in ESO. So I'm going to turn these in, and then we'll get big. For the record, I don't know if I even should be promoting this right now, but UESP is currently streaming, and they are giving away, aren't they? I love that they dance too. I almost tagged you in that. Glad you saw it on your own. I was going to say, yeah, so UESP is live. They are giving away a house for followers. They're giving away the waterside house for followers. So if you want to go and at least give them maybe a lurky follow, that might work. I'm not sure, but it's an option. All right, let's log out and get on Big Me. I don't know if I did EU or NA yesterday. I'm assuming I did NA yesterday. Oi! Lots to do, but I'm catching up. I have a lot of changes coming, but none of them are currently happening, except for crates on Saturdays. That's a thing. That's happening now. Let us go on to you, because I should. Also, I have a new version of MM that I have not yet installed, but we'll get that one now. Version 3.623, which is not a version you guys have. I'm testing it. There may be a slowdown, so I gotta test the slowdown. I did notice a slowdown installing it. I mean, using the listings yesterday, but I don't know if that was my end. Hello. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I felt there was a slowdown on listings yesterday. When you were listing meals. Listing meals. Wow, Karen. Listing items on the trader. Wowzers. Brains missing. Not all here. There was an update to EHT this morning, but I'm hearing, Sven is somewhat large. I'm hearing that it may have a problem with, it might show okay. It might actually show the markers over the banker and the merchant, I have heard, without being able to be turned off. So I'm going to test that, obviously, when we get to looking at houses, which is shortly. All right. I gotta uninstall MM, so I'm sitting here like doing things at the same time. Good morning. Those of you who follow the forums probably saw the grumpy on there. I've been trying to help out with someone, but I think I'm done now. They are not fans of EHT, let's just put it that way. And they certainly made it known. I do not engage people like that. I tried to help the problems that they were having, but they definitely were not fans. Let's just say that. All right. So yes, again, for those of you who feel like watching in another window, either me or them, UESP is in fact giving away the waterside house this morning to a viewer. So you may want to give them a follow or a whatever. I know this works against me, but they are good peeps. And you may want the house. So that is their stream. Wait, why is that not working? Potato should also be open. Whoa, I must have done something wrong. What are they then? They must not be UESP. What are they? They are UESP. I don't know why that's not working. Huh. I don't know why that didn't work. It should be that. I'm a housing person. I have not yet bought it, but I did go and look at it yesterday, which is a good sign for me, because it means that Stabby is not losing all interest. All right. So let's take out, go back at night. We did that. We did go back at night. That was beautiful. Gibberly to go back. I don't know why I had these marked. To Tor. And then, okay, yes, I'll get to that. So we save macarons for now. We'll do macarons later. So, yeah, if you want to watch grumpy people, there's some grumpy people on the forums. I tried to help some people with some suggestions, but, however, it does bring up some points that I do want to tell you about EHT. Not everybody has the same needs out of EHT as everyone else. Some people just use it for traveling and viewing effects, but don't actually want to build or do effects. In that case, you can actually turn off EHT proper and just use the other part. Hold on. All right, never mind. They're just being snotty. I don't care about what they have to say. Let me just show you real quick what I mean. If you just want to use the hub and you do not want to use building itself, what you need to do is enable just ESO Housing Community, Housing Hub, and run the AXE in the background. You do not need the saver on, and you do not need the housing tools on, if you just want that. That's my suggestion. If that was too much to follow, all kind of thrown at you at once, I'm happy to go over it again later. Hello, Nyawin, perfect. Let's go to your Unshakable Heart. But most of us, I think, want the building tools. But who am I to say? You know, the fellow I was dealing with seemed to want just... I don't think he's clear exactly on how it works. But I don't want to get into the nitpicky stuff about it because it's just not worth engaging. But the point is that information for you guys is you only need... if you only want the hub for traveling and seeing effects, not for building with, I can tell you how to do that, and it will be lighter. But that's it. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. The Unshakable Heart by Nyawin. Let me make sure that my community is in fact open. It is. Okay, good. Today we are giving away a crown crate for PCNA or PCEU, so make sure that you have entered potato today. That is a thing. That is a thing, Ula. Hello. So we're looking at houses. You do not have to be here. Once you enter potato. You have to be a follower to win, but you don't have to be on. Hello. So we're looking at the Unshakable Heart, and so far I'm seeing coral and other. I see a coral fingies off in the. They look like fingers to me, off in the distance. We have fishing and fishing stuff. So yesterday I went looking at the new Leeuwin town. Hey, Meaty. And my husband was in the room, and I start talking to him and telling him, you know, hey, I'm looking at this new town. Isn't this neat? And then I started doing my tour spiel. I'm like, oh, and here we have what looks like a library, and this has this and this, and oh, they used that, and I'm like, wait a minute, this poor guy, he doesn't need to hear this. I was doing a tour for my husband alone, and he's not even into housing, so, or the game. It's just automatic, you know? Oh yeah, let me switch filters, but real quick before I do, I want to tell you something funny. So you know how I had that appointment with my doctor yesterday? Well, I had it, my mic is loud? How is it loud? I didn't touch it. Shit, I didn't change anything. Is it loud for anyone else? Oh shit, I know what it is. Is it still doing it? I left the speaker on. I spiked for a second. Okay, sorry. Good. So yesterday, I'm sorry, I'll keep it down. Compression for the spikes. Okay, I'll look into that, okay? So what I wanted to say to you was that yesterday I was doing my doctor's appointment, and they had a online meeting for us, right? So it wasn't in person, it was over the computer. And so I set it up to have the thing, and what's funny is that this worked in it. So I had this makeup on with fake makeup on with my doctor, and I hear my husband whispering to me, go become the donut. Change to the donut on the food. I'm like, I don't think my doctor wants to see me as the donut. Could you imagine just being on a serious call with someone with your doctor and just change to the donut? Speaking of, I will change to the donut now. My husband is so funny. He's a fan of the donut too. Could you imagine? Oh, that would have been so funny. Oh my God. He is, and he whispers it. And I'm like, just trying to keep a straight face, you know? Change to the donut. No, right? The potato with the purse, but the donut just wins. Yeah. So, yeah, they had no answer for me. I know you're shocked. Oh yeah, totally. I might have done it for my oncologist, but he would call me names, like funny, in a funny way, but there is a chubloon running around here, which means it's automatically, I love it. You made this a very beautiful coral reef. Yeah, but the donut, man, the donut wins. I love the bouncy chubloon. Oh, try to keep my squeaks down, I'm sorry. I will look into spiking stuff. When I poke my hole, ooh, that sounds wrong. My donut hole. I have this weird feeling in the middle of my head, doctor. It's like there's nothing there. You guys. That's why I keep him. You're right. He is a keeper. But yeah, no answers. What's funny is that they contacted me to change this into a virtual appointment. Oh, look at how beautiful. Wow. That is some gorgeous layering. It's almost like, what do you call that? When it, not a gradient, but, I forget what it's called. It's like with hair when it changes the color from the top to the bottom. I forget what it's called. But it's beautiful. And the glowies. Oh, you did some nice gardening. Ombre. Yes, ombre. Ombre? Ombre. That is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Sorry I shouted. Yes, that is the word. Oh, God. It was so funny. It was so funny. And especially since I haven't been feeling good. But yes, so they contacted me ahead of my appointment to change it to a virtual appointment. I still had to log out and get everything set up, which is why I left my stream early, even though, you know, I had to. Let me see if this works. Switch. Does it work? Yes, it worked! Yay! Sorry, trying not to scream. Actions, folks. Actions. That's what that is. 37 effects in here. By the way, look at that. Look at how gorgeous. Oh my god. It's like a flower. That is stunning. Look at the bottom with the pool. Oh, wow. I'm trying to keep my voice down. It's so unnatural. I want to scream. So anyway, it contacted me, made me change it to a virtual appointment. I do that. I take care of it, deal with all of the setup and whatnot. And then I get into the call with my doctor, which I've waited 2 months to have. And he talks to me for about 5 minutes. And he said, you know, I really need to see you in person in order to determine what to do, to prescribe you or do. Okay. So get an appointment with the front desk for as soon as possible, and I'll come in and I'll test you, and you know, I'll see you and we'll get a look at you. The soonest appointment, end of July. Seriously, I waited for 2 months for a 5-minute appointment that told me I needed to come in after I changed it. Niawin, this is Niawin on EU. Niawin is super talented, and I'm a little distracted, which is unfair of me, so I apologize, but that's Miss the Hagfin. Such a nice combination of cobbles. Look, it's almost like, you know how you guys have been doing artwork with items lately? That's what this looks like to me, you know, like using the items to make art sunken into the wall. But that is something else. What did you use in the middle? It looks like a bubble of some sort. That's... I can't place what that middle piece is. I mean, obviously there's a light in there that's exploding. I know what that is. I also know what all the vampire things are. A waterfall? Is that how you did it? Exactly. Exactly. As I changed it to at their request, I could have gotten this all done with. But they sent me a message saying we're trying to keep everything virtual for a little while longer. And could you please? And I'm like, sure, whatever. I don't mind. I did go in for testing. I figured he could tell from the tests. He did say, your tests came back and they show inflammation. And I'm like, yeah. Okay. So I don't have any answers for you guys. But luckily, I feel a little better today. A red tank. Yeah. I've been. You should know me. I'm a little bit of a screenshot slut when it comes to that. Tell you what, I'll take a picture of it right now and put it in. I'll put it in the Discord. In the Discord as we speak. Let me stick it in ideas. Idea of the day. Okay. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me, as I don't have an answer yet. That should do it. Okay, upload is in ideas, so you guys can see a closer image of it. But the waterfalls, I thought at first it was a waterfall. I never would have guessed the tank. The tank is fantastic. A great idea. I'm really impressed. This is stunning too, but this is mostly EHT. I want to explain something. I don't know if you guys are following that thing on the forums, which is awful, but I don't want to get into it with the guy, but I do want to say that when he said that he went to someone's house with the community on, and it covered everything he could see with like a fog, a gray fog or something like that. It's entirely possible that that was the author's intention. But I wanted to ask him what house it was so that I could look more actions. I love it. I love it. I wanted to ask him which house it was so I could go and see if maybe it's one of those things where you get fog in the beginning and the further you walk in, the less fog there is. But I don't think that I want to get into it with that person. So I didn't ask. But it's entirely possible that it's not a bug he's seeing. He's just interpreting it as one. What on earth is... I never realized that these were so shiny. They look almost wet. They look like wet granite. That's beautiful. I really like this. 700 out of 700. Well, the problem is that, oh, that's nicely done too. The problem is the guy just does not want to see. I don't think he quite understands what EHT is doing or what it's for. He essentially wants it the way it used to be when the hub wasn't separate. Which I understand, but his reasons for are he's misunderstanding the purpose. Which is fine. I don't care. Whatever. People don't have... I mean, everyone has their own tastes. Like I said, it's not a big deal. But I did go to a lot of trouble to try to show him what he could do. He just doesn't seem to believe me that he can turn off the EXE and not have to sign in to the sheet. All he has to do is type X, and it makes it go away. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that, but whatever. Whatever. Don't care. I don't care. People are weenies when they are weenies. Which is always. Alright. Let me show you what I mean. I think he's missing this. He doesn't understand how this works. Now, if you don't want to sign the sign-in sheets, like you just don't like people and you don't want to sign into the sign-in sheets, all you have to do is hit the X. But the X is not always obvious to see. So, here, you see on the bottom it says, hold on. It says X, dismiss until next visit. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think that he gets that that's something you can do. I think he just looked at the guide and all of that. I don't think he realizes what I mean. But whatever. Alright. Let me... fix that. Okay. Closing that now. I don't know. Whatever. People are people. People are people, and what do they see? You and I could get along so... Sorry. Why can I not remember how to do this? Excuse me, my dear. Hello. How you doing? If you guys, you know, every time I see it squeeze me, it reminds me that that Discord thing went so well. If any of you have a house that you feel like you need to discuss or explain, let me know. Alright, let me just stick this up there so that he can shut up. Oh What's wrong? Is everything okay? You're allowed to complain here if you want. Oh, look at all the ghosties. Wait, we have things falling from the sky. Wait, no, there. Whoa, what is going on in here? Sorry, Nylin, I know I'm really distracted today, but I am paying attention. I just don't know what these balls are. Hold on, I gotta see. We've got night sky. Sorry. Window night sky scaled. Okay. Hide when out of range. Portal. Vortex. Star trio. It must be the star trio. Is that, or star cube? I can't tell. Oh my god, there's so much going on here. Look, when we're out of range, you can't really see the glyph around the planet. Get closer. Boom, glyph around the planet. That's neat. There's a lot that if you want to explore what actions could be like, or even just effects, you may want to come here and explore it. It looks like almost like all of this stuff is coming from the lamp. I can't put my finger on it. And there's the stars. So that's like you're looking out at space almost. And then we have display case. Actually, this is some of the best lighting of display cases I've ever seen. It's really clear what's in there. You almost can't tell that the glass is scuffed. This is lovely. I have a lot to say about your house. There's so much good here. All right. I think I came in this way. Nice place to put your storage, by the way. I'm always up and willing to discuss if things are bad for you folks for some reason. If you're willing to discuss it in discuss it in public. Is it RA or is it OA? Excuse me. You do know I have RA, so I get you. I feel you more ways than you know. I started getting it when I was 30, so you had less grace time than I did. Sorry to say. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love the colors. You know, those rust-colored trees look great everywhere. There's really not a place that I've seen them used where they take anything away. I wish I had bought more of them. They're stunning. I was watching Hootums. Oh, shit. I get you. I get you. Oh, my God. That's why I cut my streams short. Because I can only handle so much before the fatigue gets me. The RA fatigue. This is beautiful, Nylin. It's so much fun, too. You've got a lot going on in here. There's a froggy in here. I sees it. Hello, frog. Dragon frog. Plorp, plorp. Wait, he's like flying. I'm sorry, I'm amused. He's a flying dragon frog. Yes, that's beautiful. Although it wouldn't protect you from the rain. Because thus. Right? Lovely. Did I miss anything? This is beautiful. I love it. I'm glad I got to see it with you on. We have immuno problems in my family in general. Like my aunt has alopecia and she's literally bald and wears wigs. My sister mother have PCO. I have RA. Everybody in my family has a thyroid problem. Either hypo or hyper, and Hashimoto's for me. you know, a little bit of everything. It's just I don't know if we were exposed to something, but literally like 3 generations of this family has immunoproblems. I made the switch to vegan. Did you find that keto works better? Because keto is heavy on the proteins, and everything I talked to my doctor about was like the milk and all that are... Briro does not like water. All right, thank you. It's beautiful. Masha. Are you still on, Masha? We'll check. C code. Walking Spanish was on. Are you still on Walking? We have a lot of things we can see, but I want to make sure that we focus on Kitty Payne. I don't know how I feel about this. Thank you. I'm glad you were here. I'm sorry I got distracted, but there was so much to say. It's always like the first house of the day suffers a little bit from my distraction, so I'm sorry about that. For those of you who might be interested about the thing, okay, we'll go to your house next. Words are hard. This is the stream thread I was talking about in here so far. Okay, Kitty Payne. Oh, bread. They don't mean pain, they mean bread. Pain, as in the word for bread. French. I forgot I'm on EU. I'm trying to keep my laughing down. Oh my God. I'm a moron. 27 out of 30. It's a beautiful little bakery, but oh my God, I totally misunderstood. What a great way to do a wall, too. I love it, DJ. Just ignore me. I'm a complete moron who thought, oh, you're right. Look at that. All right, so the newest EHT, unfortunately, for some reason, made it so that these icons will show up even if you try to turn them off. Let me see if I can double check that for you. Show point of interest, off. Show off. 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 Didn't go away. Bakery of Pain! Yes, exactly. I love it. I'm just laughing at my stupidity, so. Let's go to Walking Spanish's Shroom Town, Goronir. I'm sorry, you're gonna see these boxes until I get a hold of Cardi. Hopefully he'll check in today. He usually does on the weekends. He'll check in once or twice. And I have some other people I need to contact him about. So some people are having trouble that... by the way, I want to point this out to you. Night Raven brought this to my attention this morning and was like, you know, it's not really a big deal and I could probably ignore it. Oh, I talked about that Black Razor. I'll circle back to it in a second. Don't ever feel bad about reporting little things, even spelling errors. Like, the more you report... Oh, my goodness. The more you report, the better we make the product, you know, quote-unquote product. Better we make EHT. And I can sum them up and put them together. If you look, it toggled back on as you ticked the next one down. I did see that, yes. It's like it toggles itself back on. That's really odd. I'm sure he didn't mean it. Look at that hanging ball. So real quick before I get distracted in this house, he said that he needs to see me in person because this was an e-visit, and so I have to wait till the end of July. So Goronir, as you know, is a pod house build, and it's not... It's always an interesting thing to me. I think it's a flexible house, even though it has the pods. You can either use the pods or hide the pods. And it seems that Walking Spanish has obviously embraced the pod. Yes, exactly what I was just complaining about. Exactly so. You guys are just leaving me the donut on purpose. I will say this real quick again. I was on the e-call with my doctor, and I had a makeup one on, so it just like all I looked like I was wearing nice makeup. And my husband whispers in my ear, "Turn on the donut." E-visit with my doctor, and he's like, "Turn on the donut." Yeah. Okay. Okay, you got it. Sure thing. I'm not turning on the donut with my doctor. Okay, this is the woof thing. So, there we go. I am trying to figure out what that is. Is that a hanging treehouse ball? And how did you make it perfectly round? Oh yeah, it was hilarious. What did you use to make that a perfectly round? What is that rounded? Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Like, it's perfectly round. That's amazing. It almost looks like a pufferfish, doesn't it? With, like, if you consider that a mouth and those eyes, looks like a pufferfish. I love it. I can't figure out how you did it. Are they all perfectly rounded? Like, I didn't realize they had that angle to them that would make a perfectly round sphere. That's amazing that you were able to do that. That is stunning. Oh, yes. Yes, I believe it. I believe that was difficult. That looks like it was impossibly hard. That's some serious technical fighting there. We got a little bit more of a mushroom pod. And then, oh, that's a good way of closing it off. That is a smart way of closing off the second pod. Using a fake doorway, you almost make it look hobbity. Is a good way to close off a pod that you don't want to use. Same thing here, but you used a tower and a shroom. Smart. Well, mine was Trump. Mine was a Trump build. Now it's just storage, really. I have to come up with something better. I feel like this house... Wow, it's amazing how you made that look like it's a dual tree. Like, the colors... It makes it look like it's one tree. Hello! And then we have this beautiful exterior with all the flowers. Oh, that's lovely. I was saying something and I completely lost it. Isn't it? I was oohing and ahhing over it. Oh, is it? I had the donut on before. You missed the donut. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's the triptych. Backwards and upside down. It looks like a planter on the wall. Oh, I love this. Look at that. Using butterfly bushes with baskets on the wall. Oh, I know. You missed the donut. I'm sorry. My husband loves it too, trust me. He thinks it's hilarious. It's got a little picnic-y type area. That's my favorite painting in the game. I wish I could say it's the Cardi painting is my favorite painting in the game, but it isn't. It's close, but that is my favorite. The one with the dragonfly. Oh, what a beautiful place. Oh. Okay, so we've got... This is amazing. All right, so what you need to realize is going on here is these are multiple barrel holders. I'm trying to get a good angle on it. Those are multiple, like, barrel holders. I'm gonna guess Redguard? I can't. Breton. Okay, Breton. Breton shelves. And so they're, you know, they're suspended with that from the top. And then they've got a real bed. I don't know which one. It's got to be Telvanni. Okay, Telvanni bed, sunken in here with the blanket on top, flowers up against the wall. So this is just a suspended bed made beautifully with Breton thingies. Words have escaped me. We've got another bed over here with garlands and everything. Oh, look at that. It goes all the way up. I'm sorry I'm bouncing so much, but I need to get in a place where I can show you the whole view. So you got all sorts of plants in here. I love the butterflies. And there's a triple mirror so you could sit here and enjoy the kitchen. Rolling out some dough. Oh, that's an interesting use of the, what is that thing called? For smithing. I forget. Words. Floor lamps. Painting over here with your easel. And the little, this has nasty looking drink in it, so it looks like paint, you know, used water for paint. What's in there? Guys, do you see it? Do you see it? They added it. They added the treehouse. That's amazing. How did you do the little, is that paper? Are the two little strings coming down paper or something? Oh, you can even see what they are. I get the bottle. What's the bottom pieces? Maybe feathers? Knives. They're knives. They're itty bitty knives. Wow. That is fantastic. I love that you modified it to actually reflect what's out there. I mean, it's just amazing. You know what else is really cool? And it's a subtle thing. But look how how the vine actually follows the shape of the treehouse. Like it's almost like it's holding it up. That you made a lot of work in that. Oh, I'm glad. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's such a cool little detail. It's absolutely just fun. I try to be more careful because I don't want to disappoint anyone, and I realize that I do sometimes do that. So I'm trying to be more careful. This is so beautiful. Ah! Uh-oh. I think I got stuck. Okay, no, I didn't. So, let me see. I think this is the top floor. I don't think we can go any higher. Get higher, baby. Don't ever come down. Oh, it's beautiful. It's kind of like, that's too bad he missed it because it's kind of like the punchline of the house. It ties it all together in one super cool little detail. As if this wasn't enough. It is, but the painting on it is even more. It also looks like you put a lot of effort into the colors and lighting back here to make it a certain gradient almost. I really like that. This was just not haphazardly thrown down. It doesn't seem like it to me because you've got very careful choices, it feels like. I think he's getting burned out or tired or something. That's just my guess. I'm not burned out on housing. I'm a little burned out on ESO, but I'm not burned out on housing. I would look at housing until I died and probably not get sick of it. There's something about the artwork that just gets me. Did I miss anything? I can go up to the roof from the pod entrance going, thank you for telling me that. pod entrance. Oh, I see it now. Thank you. I wish I could see this at night. There's some beauty here. Oh, that's lovely too. Women trees. Although I think I did come at a good time for it because the way the light is streaming in is quite beautiful. See? It's got like rays. Oh, look at the table. I'm trying so hard to not squeal loudly until I have some sort of balancer in. Oh, wow. This is great. I wonder, so this tree is here, right? This isn't an added tree. So you must have come in here, seen what you had, and decided to do something with it? Specific? Yeah, it's fantastic. You did a wonderful job. I'm so glad that you showed me all this. You know, I was too, Ula, but I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I hope I saw everything. If I didn't, let me know. I'll always make it better. Macarin, C-code, any of you on? I'm gonna start with people that I know. If you see your name here and who are on, I'm happy to tour your homes. Otherwise, I can look at other things. I just want to favor the people who are on right now. Renegade Valor on? Valor. Nimsaj, are you on? All my taters. All the taters in the world. Aaron Maximus is insane. Such good work. Your heart? Rakokun. All sorts of good people. Drop Stitch. Any of you? Any of you? Trying to see if anybody's on. We'll start with the top. Let's go to Jimur, Redoran. You're welcome. Larmo, Horror, and Macabre. I really hope Cardi stops by. I got things to tell him. So yes, I'm more into. I've finished the bulk of. Oh, I'd love to. Is that on NA though? Because I'm on EU right now. That's the ones I was talking about. There is I finished what I was doing with Skyrim, so for the most part, so I'm not being sucked in as much as I was. I finished most of the game. Let me get you the pictures I was talking. I Lubzors these pictures. Okay. These are my most recent. Yeah, he is. He is open to it. He's gonna check with Gina. So this was what I was complaining to Saltus Aaron about the bridge, how the bridge sucks. It's dangerous. This is just me laughing at how we're all on an angle. Okay. This was just something I noticed. Where is it? Oh, thank you, Nywin. Much appreciated. And this is my character right now. Just checking, just saying hi. This is the Snow Elf Palace thing. And I'm thinking about trying to come up with some sort of Snow Elf Palace myself. And I might do something like this. This is something I think I could recreate with corpses in the game. And I think it would be touching. And then this, of course, is Sovngarde, which I always want to recreate. Iskamor. Okay, what I wanted to point out with Iskamor is that it's false advertising with Iskamor. I want to show you his legs in the statue. His legs in the statue are ginormous. He looks like he's a monster. He looks like he's huge. Huge. But then but if you see him in person, he's not huge at all. He's little. And then that's it. Then we just have pretty pictures and funny things that happen. And I would love to make Jorvaskr. I think we could too. I think somebody could make a phenomenal Jorvaskr. There's Savos. We're going back to the house. We'll look at it again. I don't need these anymore. These are nighttime ones that don't work. But yeah, it's beautiful. Some beautiful, beautiful scenes. And that's what I kind of got stuck in. Like just this feeling of, I wanted to see all the beauty again. So that's all. So we're back to the saddle again. Demure Redoran. 400 out of 400. Bayushi. Make sure you all enter today. There is a crate giveaway. Or the value in gold. I think some of you might want... Isn't it though? And especially when you're standing there and the sound just, like, the sound washes over you and you hear the leaves in the wind. Ugh, it's just, I think I've been craving that kind of peace, which is why I went back to it. And that green noise / this is how they describe it, that natural green light, green noise. And I don't know. I wanted that again. Oh, look at that. They put a gargoyle up there. Oops, sorry, I'm a little lagged. Sorry about that. Mushy rooms. Big scary Manta. You're scary. Scary Manta. Sorry if it's a little delayed. It seems to be my connection. I don't know what's up with my connection. It's a little slow, but it will catch you eventually. You're already entered, excuse me. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, see, I can't get it. I can't fix that right now. Hello, Peace Wibby. You know, there's no other effects, so I can just turn off all effects, and then I won't see that. All right. We've got a heart with a blood fountain. We got Sisyphus. Are the rest of you doing okay? I know Exquisiani and I talked about how much things suck lately for us. If you feel like venting, publicly anyway, consider me always willing to listen. It is, and that's the thing, like, you don't have to fight in most cases. You can just ignore those spots and then just stand there and enjoy the sounds. But, you know, I really do like the stuff that they've been giving us lately. It feels like it's equally peaceful. When I went to go to Leowin, I was very moved by how detailed everything is. And, you know, I've been avoiding spoilers, so I didn't know really anything about it. So I was very surprised and pleased with the quality. Like the corn. I called my husband over. I'm like, come look at the corn. He's like, okay, it's corn. I'm like, you don't understand. Look at this corn. Wow, this is creepy. So we have some sort of imperial / Moloch Bali basement of death. As one does. You just don't understand. It's the corn. Nice handling of this weird space. Oh, that's nicely lit. There has to be more than those blue lights. It looks almost green. I wonder if there's a hidden green light in there somewhere. Nothing wrong with that, honestly. I feel like it really is so restful to me. So this must be a spooky house. I didn't notice if that was the theme, but it definitely feels spooky. Let's see if that was the theme. Yes, horror and macabre. Bruh. Alright, so let's go to the bottom. We'll do Masha's Twin Arches. Woestijn? Does anyone speak whatever language? Is this German, I think? And able to tell me? Oh, nice! That's amazing. What a great idea. Can you imagine farming, get a purple, sell it, and buy an amazing house, like a $150 house with it? It's crazy good. I think for my next contest, I might give away a house. The problem is, if it's giving away a house, is that means it's not going to be a lot of winners. Woestijn. Alright, 200 out of 200. No effects. We got outdoor proper gardening for dry locations. The front has been adapted to be more fancy. The entrance is more fancy. I actually really like that. It fits perfectly. Because, like, look, the natural... It is Dutch? Okay. Desert. Gotcha. Thank you. Masha, you're here. Okay, cool. What I love about this is it's kind of genius in that the actual house, look, the actual house has it pointed. And then the piece here that you've put in front of it also has that shape. So, like, everything is the same kind of domed look. It's really amazing how you put that together like that. Looks incredible. Right. I mean, prices are going to go down. Lovely gardening. Ah, yes. I remember your build for the Europe house contest. It was lovely. I would like to visit sometime. Because ancestry there in Friesland. Oh, lovely. This is so pretty. You know, I'm a sucker for those cabbage flowers. I am always up for the cabbage flowers. It's like, just layer them on for me. I love them. And this almost looks like a bonsai decoration here. Oh, it's excellent lighting. Oh, all right, I'll change. What should I be? I'll be a fairy potato. All right, so excellent lighting. It's so bright in here. It's just what it needs, because this is such a dim home. I'm a fan of the lighting. You almost did like one of those mirrors, you know, the celebrity mirrors where they get dressed in the Hollywood before whatever. That's what that reminds me of. Multi-stepped gardens with butterflies and trees. What is that? Oof! Ow! I don't get hugs from my cat. Neither one of them are huggers. Little Miss is an asshole. Excuse my language, but she is. And Van Gogh is cuddly, but he doesn't... I think because of his arthritis pain, he doesn't really like being squished. But he's okay with cuddling. Good morning. Yeah, I know. Cabbage flowers are just... The next time they come around, I'm just going to live for the cabbage flowers. Because I ended up using all of my cabbage flowers on my moon sugar build. Were they? That's cool. Winsome and Norsum. The Riperta. I'm probably murdering the pronunciation. I'll type it. That's the family name. They were nobility, but they were fools. Embarrassing nobility. I swear to God, it's embarrassing. We are. We are heathens. There's no question. My ancestor, Ruperta, was a total scoundrel, and he ended up getting sent to Morocco prison. Escaped with his jailer's daughter, and then his descendants ended up being the leaders of South Mexico, parts of Mexico for a while. But it's embarrassingly bad just how awful my ancestry is. My one set of nobles are total losers. Excellent. I love it. I really do. I still don't know what that is, though. If you could tell me what that is, I'd appreciate it. All right, moving on. Let's take Alinor crest. I'm trying to spread out the A's and I'm skipping things too often. All right. We got Sadafa 12s. Alinor crest, so let's go. Let's go Mets. What? I don't even... Oh, thank you so much for the follow, President Hexy Sentai. I desperately need them. Make sure you enter for the crown if you're PCNA or PCEU. It's exclamation point potato. Boil them, stash them, put them in a stew. Or if they're me, leave me alone. Oh, goodness. You know, in the South, though, the Scots were considered the high-class ones for many people. All right. Try to pull something open. Okay. Loading, loading, loading. Keep this thing a-loading. Rawhide. In case you're curious of just how embarrassingly bad my history was. Hold on. Here we go. He effed up big time and ended up in Morocco. Here. It's actually a really funny story in case you're curious. That is my ancestor. Direct ancestor. Alright. I'm going to turn off effects so we hide that. And we've got 600 out of 600. We're full. Got an Alinor crest. This has been up for a while, and I'm a schmuck who hasn't been around to get getting to all of these yet. This is like a homey home, a traditional home. I think that's what I should call it, maybe. Traditional? I always call them like homey homes or home bases to mean a certain thing, but maybe traditional is the way to go. Oh, wow. Those are really also nicely lit. You get a little glare, but not much. Nice. I think the back, having the wood in the back really helps with the glare. Oh, look at Azabi. She's like, all mine. Get the heck out of here. They are all mine. Do-do-do-do-do. This is a very elegant build. Okay, we got. It's funny. It's really funny. That is typical, right? You know, it's like all my Italians are poor sharecroppers and miners and people whose lives were hard and short and painful. And then my one side that has any nobility happens to be a scoundrel for the ages. Just a total jackass. Here, it's the funny part. Ruperto was sent as a special envoy to Vienna in 1725. He behaved outrageously. He ended up like screwing Spain big time. And then he eventually got complications of intrigues with French and British governments. And eventually he was sent prisoner to the castle of Scovia. I mean, really. That's just so typical my life. That my ancestor would be a schmuck. Did I not go up to the top? I like the using the incense. Yeah, actually, Segovia is very Alakiri, isn't it? Beautiful. Actually, but you're right, though, even though it was a misspell. Segovia is very Alakiri. This is, it inspired Disney, but this is the castle he was imprisoned in. Isn't it, though? That's my ancestor. This is the castle. It's actually quite beautiful. But I'm sure being a prisoner in it was not so beautiful. He probably had a cell and nothing else. Look at this lovely garden. This is a great home base. I would live here. Especially since my characters don't go to the bathroom. And you could sit here and read. Isn't it, though? But they didn't... I mean, he lived in it, but he lived in a cell. He was imprisoned. I gotta see if there's a prison cell that they show you online. I don't think they show the interior prison cells. That's a shame. I would have loved to seen them. Maybe I have a trip to Spain I need to go to. Go to Segovia. What? Oh, nice. Didn't realize I got that. It's lovely. It's a beautiful home. People are really getting quite talented with this stuff. All right. City on the Moon. I'll wait for C code for this. We did Walking Spanish. Did a goronir. erstwhile? We got, I'm a little afraid, but we'll try it. Kristall-World, erstwhile. Ewigdunkler stuff is very deep. Well, I've been doing it for 30 years, so it's really hard for me to express to you just how to do it. You can do an awful lot online, but there's a lot more that you have to do in person at certain places. But I had to limit myself to 10 generations back. So although I do know about my ancestry from further than 10 generations back, I tend not to do any more research on it because it's just too hard. The way that I would start is, hold on. The way that I would start is ask your parents or grandparents, if they're still alive, about names and dates. As many names and dates as you can get are really important, and then just save as many photos as you can, have them type right on the back of them what everything is. And once you start entering data in, for example, onto either Ancestry, or if you enter the data into, for example, Family Search, which is free. If you enter your data in, it will pop up with suggestions. And what you do is you link the census, and you link here. This is my great aunt. And you'll see there's a hint here. And then, you know, this has either trees or... I tend to ignore the trees at first because, unfortunately, people tend to just make stuff up. But it will catch you, you know, it'll come up with, for example, here's her birth certificate index. So this is right. She was born February 4th. I happen to know that. And then, you know, there'll be other records like census records that'll connect for you. And it's really easy for you to just link them after that. You know, 1880, 1900, 1910, 1920. You know, I've linked all of these things. These are all him. So if you have the starting place, that's where you want to go. I've had lots of stuff that I can tell you about, but I don't know. I've taught classes on how to get started. I'll put one of my sheets up that tells you how step by step. Oh, we got a second floor. That'd be awesome. Here's a second floor here. Well, even if you have his name and his date of birth and location of birth, you might be able to break through real easy. Just having that starting place is huge. I mean, for smaller towns, I've been known to, like, I knew my ancestors were from Breeze, Illinois at one point. So I paged through, like, all 20 pages of the census in a certain year and found them where the name was just, like, utterly just, like, not recognizable to humans. It was like, that's the same name as before, Ruperta. That's how it was spelled in the census. So I had to go like page by page until I finally found them. This is like being underwater or being in Blackreach. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's one or the other. I think it's more underwater. It's stiffest. Of course, I'll post more information on how to get started. But honestly, like, you may think that you're going to have a brick wall, but it's very possible that you have a great location and things will just come. Wow. Wow. That's really well done. It may just come very easily. You never know. Wow. Unfortunately, I started getting into genealogy in the early 2000s, late 1990s. I guess it is the late 1900s. Jesus. I know. It's also well lit with yellow, which makes it more glowy. It's lovely. I like it a lot. I like also that they have dragons protecting everything, as they should. Yes, I was just saying that. Crystals. They closed off this little extra room, probably for the slots. I mean, those treasure items probably took up a lot of slots. So I started getting into it like 2 years before my grandparents died. So I'm lucky that we even had any time together to put things down in writing so that I had notes. Look at that. It's like Sword in the Stone with multicolor. Very interesting. Very unique. I like. Alright, this is Ewig, which means that Ewig is always hiding stuff in their homes. So I'm going to be extra careful and make a second run through with carefulness. This is obviously not Meridia. Mafala. You bought a bag of my kin? Oh, potatoes. Gotcha. I was like, we're seriously having a conversation about my ancestry, and you're talking about buying my kin. Dead people. Portal. More dead people. That is kind of funny to me. I was like really kind of lost for a moment there. I also like the colors. Like there's obviously combo colors here. You know, all the reds here, all the blues here, and crystals. I tend to miss things that Ewig does because Ewig has a very... Yeah, I understand that. Ewig has a very detailed style, and it's entirely... So this would be more gold. I may miss things, and I don't want to miss things, and... Yeah. Well, to be fair, there's a good amount of records online for Holocaust stuff. If you know even names. Yep. Your worthless family is right talking about genealogy. Just double checking I didn't miss anything. He always has sneaky sneakies. I think it's a he. I think this is one of them. This is clearly a sneaky. And then in the middle we have cages. There's a sword? Is that a sword? Oh, no, that's part of a Dargon. We're down here in the water. There's a cage. I can't tell who's in the cage, but there is a cage. Oh, it's just more treasure trapped under there, so you can't easily steal it. No stealing. Okay. Pretty high. That's okay. It's loud. Real life is loud. You don't always have to be here. And Sithis. I have a feeling that this stuff will be light because the majority of it having to be slots for the treasure, which is really well done, the treasure. Just trying to be careful with not wanting to mess up his homes. No, you keep it. Another Mephala statue. This one is covered in spider webs. You keeps it. My sister is trying to train her new puppy. Her doggy died a while ago, and she's got a new pupper, and he's just a big difference from an elderly dog. Now, I didn't see anything over here, but gotta make sure. And then I'll go on to the next house. I don't see anything hidden. You know, whoa, sorry, let me read that. You know, so many women died in childbirth. I think it was the second highest cause of death for most of our history for women. This has got to be just an entire Maria world. It was extremely dangerous to have babies. Alright, moving on. Hope I did a decent job on that one. My mom almost died giving birth to me. I was a C-section. And the C-section did not go very well, and she needed a lot of blood transfers and stuff. Alright. 34 days. 48 days. Alright, let's go to Ericadestgil's antiquarian, because I haven't been to it, and it's been open for 50 days practically. It was a serious thing. And you know, they didn't have anesthesia for a while, and for a long while. And then, you know, there were awful techniques in use, which I won't go into detail on because they're really disgusting. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Come on! Load your boat. Load your boat. Gently as can be. Stabbity, 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 stabbity. Stabbing you in the face. Come on. Alright, there we go. Ericadestgil. 568 out of 600. Antiquarian, of course. Again, I really do one day just want to have something where, sorry, I need to turn the thingy on. No effects. Well, that's not good. I do want to take pictures of the front of all of the antiquariats I have access to. I think it'd be an interesting experiment. Oh, look at that, and that aquarium. That is beautifully done. I love how people are able to make aquariums. Ah, I see. Sometimes it comes from the strangest places. I have a little bit of Jewish in my background, DNA. You know, the very specific Jewish kind that they use for bone marrow or whatever. I have a little bit of that. And when I do background searches, like I couldn't find anything. Then I realized from doing some research that some of Sicily has, because it was a major port, has African American background, it has Jewish, yeah, it has all the different kinds of backgrounds, and they mix, like Middle Eastern and whatnot, a little bit of everything. And it turns out there's a list out there of the last names in Sicily of people who ended up with some of the very specific Jewish DNA, and one of my family names is up there. So it came from an unexpected place. I never would have guessed that it was Sicily. That is where I probably got Jewish history in it. Ancestry. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not something you immediately put two and two together about, but it was a major port, and people came and went, and they met people, you know. Okay, lots of cobbles here. Lots of cool cobbling. Countertop and sink. And you know, you really need to learn a little bit about history of the places that your family is from to even pick up on that. Like, unless you really did some research on Sicily, you may never know that they had some Jewish history involved, you know? Oh, feces. It's like a little biome in here. I find that once you track down the town in Europe that your ancestors come from, everything sort of starts to fall into place. That's the big, especially if you can find the church records for that town. I'm not surprised. Right. Understood. This is beautifully reskinned. So all the floors redone, and I want to say that I guess the shades make it look more reskinned than it is, and of course this is added. This part here, this is just a wood wall, but it looks like they're all part of the same thing. It's very strange. That is amazing though, that upper what do you call that? Aquarium. I really feel like this is a biome of sorts, but it's got a lot of other things to look at too, which is strange. So they closed off this section probably because they didn't have a ton of space to do a second floor really after doing all this detail work. Maybe she already did one. There's always that. You may not know. Like if she's uploaded it to a site or something. I'll be honest with you, I have a real interest in unsolved mysteries / missing people. And so I submitted my own genealogy to Jed Search. I submitted my own DNA to Jed Search. But I specifically okayed and opened it up to law enforcement and adoption agencies that are trying to find missing people or whatnot. So that means with or without their consent, my ancestors or family members may be found in that. If it means that they find a murderer, they find a murderer. If they find a missing person, they find a missing person. I think it's all good in the end. And maybe some people have some issues with that, but I don't. I found the Golden State Killer. It's identified hundreds of people so far who have been dead and missing for 40 years, and we have no bodies, and suddenly they're able to identify who people were. There's a lot of serial killer victims that no one ever knew who they were, and now they're able to identify them. I don't know. I just think it does a lot of good. So this was, I think the interior is really the showstopper here. This is nice too, but I really love the interior. It's possible. There's other sites. There's 23andMe. There's Jed Search. Okay. Gotcha. Alright. Antiquarian. And then we did an erstwhile. Let's do Dead Armed. Oh no. John Anderson Ebony Flask. Oh, or not. What's this? We did a sugar bowl. We did Kitty Payne. Let's do Tapio's. Wait, how long have these been open? Not very long. Let's do Lorenzo's Sleek Creek. Jed Search. Let me get the link. It's fairly complicated DNA-wise, but it... Oh, Jed Match. Sorry, Jed Match. But, I mean... I feel bad about it, but that's one I use. No problem. That's the free one that people are finding, law enforcement people are finding murderers on and stuff. You have to opt in, but they say general cases solved using Jed Match. Golden State Killer, William Earl Talbot II murders, Charles War. I mean, dozens. There's dozens. Not to mention, they're not even listing all the the DNA Dope Project, which is another one that I am related, like, watching. This one has tons of, here, if you're interested in what cases were solved by Jed Match alone, these are the sites. This is the wiki you want to read. And I do opt in to law enforcement, and I did opt in for other persons who might want to. Oh, this isn't done. Use it for reasons. Yeah, you're welcome. It's a fascinating thing, especially if you're interested in reading about true crime. I don't mean to be like sensationalist about it, but it is cool, clairvoyance. It's interesting to read what they've done. One of the ones that they're doing is Coral, Dean Coral. I don't know if you guys knew who he was, but he was a murderer and rapist of, like, I want to say 28 boys in the 70s. Tortured, murdered, raped, awful stuff, awful stuff. There is one unidentified victim they still have. And, you know, that one haunts me. And I'm hoping that they are able to, 97 out of 100, I'm hoping they're able to identify him through DNA. And every time you submit your DNA to this stuff, yes, it's risk, it's privacy risk, but you're also helping possibly identify somebody, maybe your 6th cousin or something, but identify somebody who's missing and has been missing. Oh, look at that seat. What a clever seat. Alright, I'm changing. What should I be? I'll be a weird Egyptian looking thing. So yeah, there's that. I just love this. It's very, I think they're including some Leyland stuff in this already. Very interesting. Elegant, beautiful, nicely done. Maybe that's just the Crown Store coat on a rack, but some cobbling, you know, a loft added, all under 100 slots. Yeesh. Alright. We got clairvoyance. And a barbed hook. Cyberjanet, barbed hook. I can speak, really can. Seaport Pub. Let us see what time it is. Okay, we got 20 minutes. So there you go. Just fascinating stuff. I don't know if you guys are true crime people, but I mean, I don't like it for I have a really weird reason why I'm interested in it. It's more of a, I often think if you want to read about him, be forewarned, it is extremely disturbing and you may not want to read about him. But it's an interesting story. Look at that. That is so cool. I think it's a record player. That's crazy good. Oh, I can't sign your sheet. Hold on. Nice. And look at that. Wow, cyberjanet, you're really good. It's like, it's almost like a cafe, how they have the beans up there, you know? With what they are and where they're from sourced, you know? Amazing. And then they've got these little tables, see-through tables with fishies. They're aquariums. I wonder if you can remove the sides, the carpet, and see if then, I mean on this one. This one is fine. This is a frog collar. This is a frog collar. I can't turn it off. I don't have any access to it, but that is a frog collar. It usually looks like, I've seen people turn it into a snail. Second floor, 100 out of 100 items. And here's a little room to sleep. Although I think the frog collar would probably drive you absolutely batshit after a while. I know it would for me. And look at the cups dangling. Oh, really nicely done. This is, if you're interested in the Merkmeyer stuff, that is, the frog collar is from Merkmeyer. And there's a whole quest line on it, which will tell you the history and what it's for and everything. How you have to use it in one of the quests to call frogs. This is amazing. Excellent job, cyberjanet. Because you're putting them in another instrument. I know that sounds really odd, but it's true. All right, 21, 13, 15. I'm getting confused here. Traihd, baths and spas. Oh, you mean not what it is in the game, what they made. Okay, sorry. My bad. I misunderstood. We're getting close to that time, everyone, so make sure you do ! potato if you haven't entered yet. Today is the crown giveaway, or the value in gold, which is about 175k. Wow, traihd. Traihd is very talented. I've seen their stuff for a long time now. I've seen their stuff, but this is nice. Okay, so I don't even know how to place it, but it's got some sort of Asian feel to it. The fountains, the hedges, 30 out of 30 items, right? I believe these are the levitating beds. It makes them look like screens, though. The butterflies, the calendar, a reskin on the wall, fountains everywhere. Renana de Rathana. Wow, it's wild. It's really complex for a delyn's. Wow. Very impressive traihd. Trying to find one that's been open a long time that I haven't seen. That isn't ewigs, because I've done ewigs today. 40 days? What's 40 days? Ewig again. Neruneru, Magical Forest, 44 days. This'll be where we end, but it's a long house, so... Doesn't it, though? It's beautifully done. Obviously a Hollow Lunar Champion. Okay. I'm adding a comment to this guy. All right, we are in Hollow Lunar Champion. I'll tell you what I said in response. This guy is saying he wanted to be rude. If asked nicely, would the chances of them changing it be any better? I doubt it. Would it be clear to them how serious their missteps are, if only in the minds of a single user? I doubt that too. My response was, speaking as somebody who works directly with the creator, yes, if you ask nicely, they would take it seriously. Being rude is just cruel to both the creator and those who work with him to help solve problems people have. I wasn't going to address your style of communication, as I figured you were just frustrated, but honey is better than vinegar to start, usually. This isn't a company that ignores people endlessly. This is an individual, too now, who volunteers their time to give us things for free to make our experiences better. So, kindness goes a long way. Guy's a tool bag. No offense to anyone involved. There you go. Oh, let me change it. I'm feeling oniony. I'll be an onion. All right. Hollow Lunar Champion. We've got a cave, of course, with glowies. Yeah. It's absolutely scathing. He called it garbage, nonsense, useless, bug-ridden. Oh, he went off about EHT. It was brutal. And that was my response, I ignored it. I ignored his comments for the first bunches of responses because I was figured he was just being a dick and I didn't need to, interface with that person on that level. But, oh, look at how gorgeous this is. But I ended up finally addressing it after he said, you know, he's defending his approach. And I was like, you're wrong. If you think that just being a dick is going to get you more attention to what you want changed than being nice, then you clearly haven't worked with Cardi at all. Because Cardi does care about it when people are nice. And he does work hard. And I think in Cardi's case, honey works better than vinegar. You know, he's much more of the kind of person who, if you're nice to him, and he's like the nicest person in the world, he'll be nice to you. Actually, I'm going to add that. Oh, you have no idea how cruel it was. If you read it, you guys would just die with how bad it is. I don't care for that bug-ridden, obnoxious nonsense, he said about EHT. Look at these mushrooms. This is beautiful. And, you know, some people... Oh, no, he's always kind. He's the nicest person I have literally ever known. He is the nicest person, genuinely. And it is what it is, you know. This guy's gonna not like it. Plenty of people don't like it. Oh, look at how stunning this is. Plenty of people don't like it. There's nothing wrong with not liking it. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't want to use the community. I don't want to use the effects. I don't like them. Coming in and saying that is entirely okay. I would never judge for that. But when you start calling it garbage, bug-ridden nonsense, wow. His friends are going to rally. And let me tell you, he has a lot of friends. That's what I said to him. I said, he's giving it to us for free. Here, I don't understand why anyone would abuse a creator, a content creator, a free content creator. You know? Whatever. This is really neat. 2 effects. I don't know what they are, but it's beautiful. So we're going to pull the giveaway, which is going to be a crate or the equivalent money of a crate, which is about 175K. So this is our Saturday thing now. Every Saturday I'm going to do this, so make sure you're a follower, otherwise it won't pick you. And make sure that you're, that's what I was saying, right? He wants it unbundled from the community, but fine, ask for that, sure, but don't be a jerk about it. You know, I know it's not a perfect add-on. I know it has bugs. Cardi knows it has bugs. It's just, that's the way it is. I mean, it's a volunteer project. He's working on it. Nothing's perfect in life. All right, I'm going to pull it, so make sure you're entered. All right, and the winner is, I hope you're using your username. Piano Walking Spanish, do you want a crate? Or do you want the money worth? You let me know. You let me know. Look at how happy he is. They are. Sorry. It's a she, I think. My bad. Tell me. Money or crate? You want the money? Okay. You got it. You got it. I have a feeling more people are going to want the money than the crate. No problem. Oh, I can spell. Really, I can. Congo rats. 175,000. I think that's what I put. Is that what I put on the title of today's stream? I don't want to give the wrong amount if it's more than that. I did a math thing to tell if it was the right amount. Math is hard. I've been trying to keep track of the amounts. All right. I'm going to drop you off with Ari after this because I've already done a hootums. So I'm going to make sure that Ari gets some love too. All right. It is, yeah, 175K. So I'm going to send you that. Congo rats. And we're going to write off to Ari. And I will see you all tomorrow. Woo, tomorrow. What? Why did... Oh, she's changed her name? Odd. You're welcome. She must have spelled it differently. Okay, away we go. See you tomorrow. Oh.
Things that I don't need.